So today we're going to be continuing to look at the alternative future of the world. In the last alternative future video, we saw a ginormous civil war break out within the New World Order, and it got reduced a lot. Like this much a lot. So in the blue, we have the Allies, in the red, we have the New World Order, which used to span all the way to Southern Africa, to Brazil and Argentina. Actually, no, it still spans to Argentina. There we go. But it used to have a lot more countries. That civil war changed that by a lot. So if you guys do enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like on it and make sure to leave a comment with your input. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to it. On the screen now, you're seeing some merch designs for 100K. There's also going to be a link for that website in the description at AdizzMerch.com. We also now have channel memberships you can check out. You got lots of awesome perks, including shoutouts at the end of this video if you choose the higher grade. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump right into this video. All right, like I said, ginormous civil war within the New World Order last time, and now they're a little bit weaker. Don't get me wrong, they'd still crush the world, but they are a lot weaker without China, of course, without South Africa and Brazil. These countries have since started to take a more different approach, going for more of a people's republic as opposed to a dictator's republic. And now when I say people's republic, don't think of communism, because that's not what I'm trying to get at. This is a very left-leaning world. However, it's not a very like authoritarian left world, unless you live in Russia or Egypt or Iran or maybe India. But yeah, so there's a lot of democracy going through the heads of these recently split apart countries that left the New World Order. Also in the last video, we saw Germany, Italy, and Serbia doing some expansion in Europe, looking a lot like they did in World War II, and that's exactly where we're going to be picking up. Germany annexed Austria and the Netherlands, and now they're going to go after Czechia. Poor Czechia never gets a break. Germany takes over the Sudetenland areas, and from there, Czechia is like, you know what, let's peace out. You can take the Sudetenland, and this time, Germany's like, no, we want more. They push into Prague, take over that area, and finally, we have the complete capturing of Czechia. In this treaty here, we see that Germany annexes all of Czechia and is taking over a large portion of Central Europe. Now, Italy and Serbia want some. They're actually going to tag team together, forming a new alliance, and this alliance is going to be going after Bosnia and Herzegovina, as well as Croatia. Balkan countries and people from the Balkans, I apologize once again. But yeah, Italians in from the north and Serbs in from the east. It is not a good time to be from the Balkans, or basically anywhere that borders any of these alliances. Peace was never an option. Bosnia and Herzegovina falls, and we have complete domination by Italy and Serbia. In this peace treaty here, we can see that Italy and Serbia completely split the Northern Balkan area, which included Croatia and Bosnia, and now they border each other. This is going to lead to the formation of a new alliance, also known as the Yellow Team, or also known as the European Order, the EO, if you will. This is going to grab the attention of a few countries around it, specifically Germany, who was maybe already a part of it, and they go ahead and, of course, join the Yellow Team. Now Europe is as divided as it's ever been in decades, maybe even centuries. I don't think there's been 3 teams in Europe for like maybe since the beginning of the series, so now it's becoming very colorful. We have the mustard team going over to Hungary and demanding a partition, and Hungary is going to be forced to accept it. But little do they know, someone else also has a hand at it. That hand, of course, is going to be Romania, because why not? Romania joins in on the mustard team, and now Hungary is going to get destroyed. Looking at this partition here, Hungary is quite literally partitioned. The yellow team, or the mustard team, which is what I'm going to call them, completely demolishes the country, taking over multiple important parts of it, leaving just this little shell, who is going to join Slovakia, because what else can they actually do? Not much. Once again, Europe is looking a lot more divided than it's ever been, and some countries are going to start to choose sides because they do not feel safe about the red team and the yellow team. We see Albania join in on the Allies, as well as Belgium and Luxembourg. Slovakia joins the mustard team, as well as Moldova. Bulgaria on the red team. Greece declares neutrality, and Denmark joins on the Allies. Now, one important thing to kind of think about here is that the Axis, which of course is also the New World Order, we're going to change the name back to the Axis because it's not really a world order anymore. It's more of just an Asia order. But the Axis demanded that the WDO doesn't reform or doesn't get as big as it once was. But Germany, Italy, and all the others, they're not like the WDO. They're someone different. Their governments are different. So does it still apply for them, or is it different? We don't know. But yeah, alliances, specifically the Mustard Alliance, is looking good. But now turmoil elsewhere in the world, because there's always turmoil in the world. Africa is not happy being Africa, and it's honestly getting tired of looking so divided up. So South Africa submits an ultimatum slash offer for unionization with Tanzania and this thing What, Victoria, that's what it was. Since these two countries are very weak, they go ahead and accept that offer / ultimatum / demand and join in on South Africa. And just like that, the African Union is formed, officially changing its name from South Africa to the African Union. This is obviously going to rival Egypt in control of being powerful. What did I just say? Ethiopia is scared, and everyone else is like, you know, this is not good. Let's try something. Specifically Nigeria, Niger, Algeria, and the Western Union. They're all like, let's create something better. Except it can't be better because it's literally, I mean, this is not valuable land. So they all unite together into the Western Saharan Union, or just the Saharan Union. And now Africa is really not like in existing, specifically the countries. These guys on the coast over here, they're struggling economically from the big war that took place a couple videos ago. And they do not want to be independent. They just want to be under better rule and have less control over themselves, because that's what the US states are doing right now, so why can't they do it? Africa is now dominated by three big powers: the Saharan Union, the Egypt, and the African Union in the south. Madagascar is a part of the African Union. I don't know if I mentioned that already, but they are a part of this, so they're not an independent country anymore. And looking at the alliance map, we can see that it's a very neutral continent, with Egypt on the red team. We have South Africa neutral, the Saharan Union neutral, and then we just randomly have Ethiopia and Morocco is a part of the Allies. I just like broke my neck doing that, ow. But we'll see what happens here in a couple of minutes or maybe videos. Well, this is part 18, which means the finale is episode 20, so we're getting really close to the end of the series. The videos have not been mapping for like a couple of weeks now. Chill out, calm down. You can still watch the videos, okay? It's not gonna kill you to not watch a mapping video. The 100K special, the Q&A video, watch it because it's for you. It's not for me. I don't do these videos for me. I do them for you. And if you don't watch them, then what's the point of me even making them? Okay, Africa's all cool and all, but now there's some stuff going on over here, specifically with China, who is confused sexually, but also identity-wise, because they just, you know, they had that civil war against the Russians, and then before that, they were a part of the WDO, fighting against the Russians again, but they betrayed the WDO and they joined the Axis. So what? They don't even know what to do. Best thing to do is to unionize, of course. The AI, Tibet, they go ahead and unite with China. China's looking a lot more Chinese again, which is probably a good thing if you're from China. You're missing some of this area and some of this area, but that's okay. But now we see a war break out. A war between the Axis and Ethiopia for some reason. What did Ethiopia do to deserve this? They didn't do anything to deserve this. They've just been chilling. Like, honestly, did they even fight in the Civil War? I don't remember. They did not. So why are they getting invaded? Well, the Axis wants land. They want authority. They feel like their power is slipping. So go after Ethiopia, why don't you? They invade up into the arbitrary area and eventually meet the original and main Ethiopian state. It is around this time that South Africa is like, you know what? Our turn. And the African Union is also going to grab itself some land here. Now, the Axis is like, you better cut that out because this is ours. And Africa is like, no, because it isn't yours. It's ours. And now they're just kind of having a hissy fit. Long story short, these two powers go at it and they get as much land as possible until eventually we have Ethiopia being split in half, looking something like this. Let's go ahead and take a look at this peace treaty between these three sides. Looking at this treaty here, we can see that Ethiopia has been divided up quite a lot. We have half of the country going over to Egypt and another half going over to Africa, but also leaving another half. So I'm stupid. A third of the country goes to these two countries, and then of course Ethiopia is left to rot. And they're not going to take this too lightly. So now looking at this, we can see that Ethiopia has been reduced down to like Somalia. And because of that, they have a new hatred towards the Axis, but also to this. So instead of joining the Allies, they decided to join the Mustards because honestly, I don't know why they did that. But the Mustards have made it outside of Europe, which means they're a global power now. Watch out, world. They're going to get you. So what's this map reminding me of? Well, it's reminded me a lot of World War II. We have the Allies, we have the Axis, and then we have the, well, I guess the Comintern, but it's a little bit different. Instead of being, of course, the Soviet Union, it's instead in Europe. So the Axis and the Comintern have like changed places, and the Axis is a lot bigger. But the general grouping of countries is kind of the same. And I didn't even do this intentionally. it's just kind of played out like that. So now with the world kind of shaping up into another war, because this series loves its, whoa, the camera's way off. The world is figuring out that it's impossible to avoid war, and everything just blows up and everything turns gray. No, but countries are going to start to choose sides yet again, because it's not a safe world. But then the idea of maybe not doing that starts to hit some countries, and that exact thing does not happen. If you couldn't tell, I changed my mind mid-sentence from saying that, so yeah. But neutrality is the option for all of these white countries here. They don't see a point in making an alliance. If they don't join an alliance, then they don't have to go to war unless they get invaded, which is unlikely because no one looks to be expanding right now. In fact, there's kind of the opposite, or maybe like a trade-off. Argentina is not happy with its self. They leave the Axis, and from there they don't like being neutral Brazil because screw Brazil. They joined the Mustard Alliance. Why did they do this? Well, because this. That's right, the Germans in Argentina and Italy and Ethiopia, they're all united again. It really is World War II, isn't it? So the Mustard Alliance, they don't have anywhere to go. They can't expand. They can go to Switzerland, but why would you go there? And apart from that, they don't border any other neutral countries. The red team, they don't really border anyone they can invade. Sure, go after Sweden and Norway, but that's gonna like raise tensions a lot with the allies. The allies have a lot of options, but they're not really an alliance that looks to expand via aggression, more so of free will and democracy. And the world is at a stalemate, sort of. And that's where this video is going to end. Now, don't click off yet. I got a lot to talk about here. More so with the couple of specials that are coming up. So, of course, we already got the Q&A video. If you haven't watched that, go watch it because it answers a lot of questions about myself and the channel. So if you're interested, go watch it. I'm gonna start being very honest with you, and you're not gonna like it. So the Sons of the Forest video that I posted last Friday did horribly. It has been like the lowest performing video in quite some time. Honestly, I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's a horror game, but honestly, it's really not a horror game. It really wasn't that scary. I know it has nothing to do with mapping, and I switched up the content temporarily. But honestly, with 100,000 subscribers, you know, we average around 35,000 views a video. So that's 35%. With that, you know, we only had like 12% go watch the video. So it's whatever. A lot of you guys unsubscribed on that video as well. So also, it's another thing that like, just take it easy, man. I've said multiple times that I'm not getting rid of mapping, but I am going to try other types of content to see what works and what doesn't work. The Sons of the Forest video, that didn't work. You guys didn't want to watch it. So obviously, I'm not going to be continuing that series if it ever was meant to be. Sorry, everyone that wanted a part 2. There's like there's a lot of people that wanted a part 2, so sucks to say it, but I can't because it would be unstable for the channel. Unless you could somehow convince the other 20,000 of you guys to go watch it, then it's not going to happen again. And to the people who didn't watch it, I highly suggest you do because it was a great video. I loved recording and editing it, which is something that doesn't happen a lot in more recent times. People who said that they didn't want to watch it ended up watching it anyway, and they ended up liking it. Like, go look at the comments. That is something that is being said. All I can say is just give it a shot. The Q&A video also did horribly. I don't even understand that. Like, the gaming video I get, but like, really? The Q&A video? Nobody even wanted to watch that. And I just don't get it because it's a celebration video. If you don't want to watch it, then it's like whatever. I know views aren't everything on YouTube, but when you're trying to maintain a channel that's kind of dying right now, it really sucks to see that kind of stuff, especially when we just hit this huge milestone and, you know, everyone's celebrating it, except it feels like not everyone's celebrating it. And it just kind of feels like that I'm the only one celebrating it. And that's really not a good feeling. So yeah, give it a shot. That's all I'm asking. The other 2 specials, if you guys even want to see them, they're going to be coming out soon. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this alternative future of the video, There's going to be 2 more episodes, 1 more, which is going to lead up to the finale. And that video is going to be as crazy as I can make it be. And after that, the alternative future of the world series is done for now. Of course, there's probably going to be a season 2, seeing as this is the only kind of a video that actually keeps the channel going anymore. And yeah, I don't want it to die, so I'll probably keep doing this. Anyway, once again, thank you guys for watching. Check out the merch, check out channel memberships, all that good stuff for 100K. And here's the member stuff. Remember, memberships, you get shout out. So here it is. Thank you to all the super fans. This includes Yo Moma, Texan Cowboy Cheese, Kylie Speaks Plays, Maddox Score, Poland Country Ball, Dimitri, Yakko, Nevada Garbage Trucks, DW Cool Dude, All About Military, Soviet Ball, and Serminator. Once again, thank you guys.